Now, before I start talking about the geyser, I do have a quick safety briefing about the park. Please, when you go back to the thermal wonderland, please make sure you stay on the formed pathways. Please don't climb over the fences, and if you do have covered footwear, the paths can be quite slippery, so it's a bit safer. Right, so geysers are found in only a few countries around the world. There's some in the US at Yellowstone National Park, also in Iceland, also on the eastern side of Russia in the Kamchatka Peninsula, a little bit in Chile, I think, and New Zealand. In New Zealand at the sort of the early 1900s, there were around 130 geysers in New Zealand. And due to the impacts of geothermal power stations, hydrothermal power stations, and sort of natural die-off, there's only about 15 geysers left. So the Lady Knox Geyser is a reasonably rare event. The geyser here was discovered in the late 1800s by prisoners from New Zealand's first open prison farm, which was based sort of over where we were parking the camper vans. The prisoners were employed clearing the local land for forestry, also with upkeep of local paths and roads. So as you can imagine, that was a fairly dirty job. So the prisoners would come down here and wash their clothes and themselves in the hot pools and hot streams around here. In those days, the geyser cone was a lot lower. It's about sort of this sort of height. So it was like a small hot spring in among the rocks. So the prisoners put in their clothes, added the soap, and much to their surprise, they sparked an eruption, their clothes shot skywards, and they all scrambled off into the bush here. When they finally got back here, they thought they'd have a bit more fun with the geyser and increase the pressure. So they added the basic rocks around here. And over the last 100 years, the silica that's in the water beneath us has coated those rocks and given us the distinctive cinder cone shape. So what I'm about to do is recreate that first eruption. These days we use a surfactant instead of soap, which looks like that. So I'll pop that in. And what that does is beneath us there are two chambers that hold about 26,000 litres of water. The bottom chamber is very hot with temperatures up to about 160 degrees Celsius, and above that is a smaller cooler chamber. So that upper chamber acts like a pressure valve for that very hot water down below. And by adding the surfactant, we change the surface tension below and change the surface tension above it, releases the pressure from below, and up pops the geyser. So by using the surfactant, we just get the time nicely and everyone can see it. If we didn't add it, the geyser has a cycle of somewhere between 24 to 72 hours. So we just, basically what would happen is that the hot water below would heat that cooler water above till the pressure equalised naturally and up would come the geyser. So surfactant just helps us time it nicely. We have the surfactant manufactured locally, so it's as environmentally friendly as we can get. It breaks down and leaves just about nothing in the environment, so much better than soap. The geyser is named after Lady Constance Knox. She was the daughter of the then Governor of New Zealand, Lord Ranfurly. He was down visiting the prison in 1903, and Lady Knox came down here, christened the geyser, and soaped it herself. It's been induced daily now since the 1930s, so the last 80 or so years. Excuse me. So it's been induced daily now since the 1930s, so the last 80 or so years, and it's still playing as strong now as it did then. The geyser normally plays for anything between about 30 minutes to about an hour, but the initial eruption is normally the highest and strongest. So hopefully today a good 10 to 15 metres. She then dies down but continues playing at varying heights for that next hour or so. We do tend to have a bit of a wind drift happens with the geyser, and today it looks like it's going to blow over to this group of people over here. Don't panic, but the time the geyser gets to you, it's quite cool with a slightly soapy feel. The only thing, if you do get the drift onto your sunglasses or camera lenses, please make sure you wipe it off, because the silica in the water can mark it quite badly. If you have any questions about the geyser, please ask myself or any of us back at the Visitor Centre. We're very happy to answer all your questions. It looks like I should be making a move. I hope you enjoy the geyser and the rest of your holidays. Thank you.
Strange observing. Skinnlige huden er
Right, the baking soda. Baking soda and vinegar.
Quiero ver. Nej, nej, det skulle jeg
Misalnya foto itu butuh ada apa, no?